It's been a tough year for consumers as they've tried to navigate higher grocery prices. Not all workers have had the benefit of wage inflation increases or increments at all. The Russian war in Ukraine took matters to another level as key exports like grains, oils and fertilizers came to a temporary halt. Global food and fuel prices spiked substantially. Locally, consumer price inflation escalated during the year, hitting a high of 7.8% in the month of July, way above the Reserve Bank's inflation target of 3 to 6%. The Reserve Bank steadily increased rates throughout the year, raising them by a cumulative 275 basis points up until November 2022. That took the repo rate up to 7% and the prime rate to 10.5%. The local central bank has assessed the inflationary outlook as being on the upside, and hence it took action.
Unfortunately, the impact on economic growth of a further rise in interest rates has to be negative. At the same time, one has to bear in mind that relative to our history, interest rates are still not all that high, even if they go to a 7% repo, which would be a 10.5% prime overdraft rate. Prior to COVID-19, we had our interest rates up there at 6.5% repo rate and 10% prime rate. So being slightly higher than those levels is still not excessively high.
At its last meeting in November, the bank said it saw average headline inflation coming in at 6.7% for 2022 and reducing to 5.4% in 2023, noting that food prices remained stubbornly high and expectations that higher electricity prices would undermine the move to lower inflation levels. The recent announcement that petrol prices will come down by over 2 rands a litre in January will be a welcomed relief for motorists and consumers alike. But the big question is whether this will be sustained. We'll gather the tone from the Reserve Bank on rates when it next meets in the latter part of January 2023. Nompumelelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.